In a small, misty town called Elderwood lived a young woman named Mara. She was known for her intelligence and ambition. Every dawn she woke with plans and dreams. Every dusk she carried regrets of things undone. She had wealth, an inherited cottage, land, gold coins, and yet felt hollow each night as she lay on her fine bedcloths, her heart restless and voice silent. One evening, she heard of a stranger called the Wanderer, who'd come to Elderwood claiming to know the secret of true happiness. The townsfolk scoffed. "We have all we could need anyway," they said. But Mara's heart, twisted with longing, leapt at hope. She found the Wanderer in the tavern, sipping bitter tea, looking like someone carved from both shadow and light. Mara sat and asked, "Do you truly know how one lives happily, without longing, without regret?" He nodded slowly. "I know what I believe, but you must do 3 tasks, and only then will you learn." "Tell me," Mara breathed. The first task was simple. For 1 week, Mara must give away something she loved deeply, something she thought essential. Might be gold, might be memory, might be comfort. Mara, who prized her books and jewels, spent the first night wondering which love she could relinquish. On the second dawn, she rose and walked to the village square, selling her most beloved ivory necklace and giving the gold to a baker whose oven had failed. She watched the baker's eyes shine and felt her own chest tighten strangely, as if something loosened inside. The second task, Mara must listen every day to 3 people's sorrows without giving advice, without trying to fix them. For many days she resisted. She thought, what good was listening if you could help more by giving solutions? But walking by the river, she found an old fisherman weeping, his daughter unwell. She only sat, held his hand, let him speak. She went to the baker, to a seamstress, to a lonely soldier. And each day as she listened, she felt something like compassion bloom where pride had lived. The third task, Mara must spend 1 night in the forest, alone, with nothing but what she carries. No fire, no lantern, no companions. Just the sky over her head and ground beneath. She trembled at the thought, but one moonlit night, she took a single blanket, a loaf of bread, and walked into the woods. She sat under an ancient oak, heard branches creak, wind whisper, animals breathing. At first she was afraid, cold, longing for her candle-lit rooms, her polished hearth. Then she noticed the stars, how countless, how astonishing. She noticed the quiet hum of life, insects, owls, breeze. She noticed the earth, solid, holding her. She watched a firefly flash once, then vanish. She tasted the bread, simple but sweet. Dawn found her shivering, but awake, a strange peace in her bones. When the week ended, she returned to the tavern to see the Wanderer. He looked up as if expecting her. "Tell me, what is the secret?" Mara asked. He smiled, calm and luminous. "You have done what many avoid. You have given. You have listened. You have embraced solitude. The secret of true happiness is here, in these 3 gifts. Not what you possess, not even what you achieve, but how you open your hands, your ears, your heart. To give without wanting, to listen without fixing, and to exist without distractions." Mara felt tears she didn't know she carried. She realized that her longing had been always outside herself. Jealousy of others, craving for more, fear of what might be lacking. But by giving, listening, being alone, she found the space where happiness could grow. She went home to her cottage. She kept the necklace she still owned, but now it was just jewelry, not part of her identity. She spoke with the baker. She visited those who wept. And sometimes, very late at night, she would return to the forest, sit under that old oak, and remember how small her worries were beneath the vast sky. Years later, people in Elderwood would say, "Mara looks happy." And it was true, but not because she had everything. Because she had discovered that true happiness comes when you accept both joy and sorrow, when you give without strings, when you listen without judgment, when you're content with silence. And so Mara lived, not perfect, sometimes sad, sometimes overwhelmed, but always more peaceful, always more alive. For she carried the secret in her own heart, gently, simply, truly,